Good morning. We're going to get started with our Tuesday, November 19th council session. I would like to first announce that our colleague Tom Hucker will not be present for the morning session, but he will join us later. We'll begin with an invocation by Reverend Martha Meredith from Rockville United Methodist Church. Please rise as you're able.
Will you pray with me? Almighty God, for each person serving on council and for all who are present here because they care for the welfare of the people of Montgomery County, I give you thanks. As we rest our minds in you for a short moment, remind us that true greatness is manifest in the way we care for others, especially those for whom life is a struggle. Call those persons to our minds now. Grant these servants of the people here present the wisdom and compassion and courage they need in their deliberations and decision-making, so that all might thrive and live the most beautiful life they can in this, our beloved Montgomery County. May it be so, God. May it be so. Amen.
Now we have a presentation. There's a proclamation recognizing Northwest High School student Kyla DiCello for winning the U.S. Junior Women's Gymnastics Championship by Councilmember Rice.
Thank you very much, Madam President. I'd like to invite up our U.S. Junior National Champion to the front, along with her family and coaches, and I know her principal is here as well. So, Kayla, come on down. And as Kayla's making her way down, I want to acknowledge that, this is a young lady who has truly dedicated herself to her sport. She actually first got introduced to gymnastics in Mommy and Me, is that right, at age 2? So for all of you out there that have young kids, introduce your children to things early and they could end up being U.S. Junior National Champions. Well, there's a little natural talent to it, I'm sure. But she was actually added to the Junior National team in 2018. So you're looking at a future rising star here. You know, Simone is rotating out. And so new blood is coming in, and so it's great to have young people who are continuing to master the sport. She was junior elite in 2017 after qualifying at the Brestians National Qualifier, and then was a Hopes gymnast in 2016. So she's had a number of different phenomenal successes leading up to this. Now, Kayla's U.S. National Championship combined score would have actually placed her third on the senior level. She's junior level. She would have placed third on the senior level behind only 2 people. Can you guess who the 2 people are? Well, you know the first one. The first one is the one who won the championship for the 5th time, so that's Simone Biles. And the second one is Sunisa Lee. And so right behind her, even at the senior level, she would have been in 3rd place. Folks, this girl is talented. She's a young lady who's headed places, and so remember this name because I promise you, you will see her in the future on a podium somewhere very, very soon. So 2019, her U.S. National Championship score, day 1 was 56, day 2 was 56.7, with a combined 112.7. And of course, she's looking to qualify for the U.S. team to compete in the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo. She's already committed to the University of Florida, of course, receiving a full scholarship. Mom, I know you're happy about that, for gymnastics, and is currently a sophomore. She's a sophomore, already committed, and has a full ride at University of Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for your national junior champion, Kyla DiCello.
I would just like to thank my parents and my sisters for all the support going through everything, and my grandparents for driving me to the gym and to school and then back to the gym. And I'd like to thank my coaches, my coach Kelly, for pushing me every day in the gym, and my principal, Jimmy DeAndrea, for helping me make my schedule work with practice and everything, and the council for letting me go to practice before school and coming in late. Okay.
So Kayla didn't know she was going to have to speak, and I said, champions always have to give acceptance speeches. So she's ready now. She's ready for that podium after the interview when NBC4 comes up to you and they're like, Kayla, tell me about what it is. How do you feel now that you've won? So let me just say this. It certainly takes a village to raise a child, and it takes a village to raise a champion. And so certainly kudos to everyone who's involved in this young lady's success. It's one of the things, again, that we say and we preach about opportunity for our youth. So I'm going to read this proclamation really quickly because I don't want to embarrass Kayla anymore. I have a senior, and I know how it gets with folks being up here and having you in the spotlight. But Kayla, a current sophomore at Northwest High School, won the 2019 Junior Women's All-Around Gold Medal at the U.S. Gymnastics Championship, a yearly event hosted by USA Gymnastics, which is the national governing body for the sport in the United States. And whereas this is only the latest extraordinary achievement for DeCello, where in her debut season on the U.S. Junior National Team in 2018, she finished first in the American Classic and second at the Pacific Rim Championships and the U.S. Classic, and she also won the all-around silver medal at the U.S. Championships, securing her spot on the national team once again. And whereas her accomplishments continue into 2019, where she won the junior all-around title at the World Olympic Gymnastics Academy Classic and helped the U.S. team win silver in the City of DeSoto trophy competition. She was then named to the national team to compete at the Junior World Championships, where she placed first in vault and third in the balance beam, contributing to the American team's bronze medal. And most recently, she competed in the U.S. National Championship, where she won gold on vault and floor exercise, and bronze on uneven bars, leading her to an all-around title gold medal win. And whereas Montgomery County is proud to be the home of so many amazing athletes in all sports, and looks forward to her inevitable future athletic, academic, and professional achievements. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the County Council of Montgomery County, Maryland, hereby celebrates Kayla DeCello 2019 U.S. Junior National Championship, presented this 19th day of November in the year 2019, signed by myself and Nancy Navarre, our council president. Congratulations again, Kayla. Family, come on down for a picture.
Can we come down?
Yes, please. And the council. Yeah, this is going to.
Great. That was amazing. On to general business. Are there any announcements?
Yes. Note that Thursday's T&E meeting is canceled. That's Thursday, November 21st. We received no petitions, and we do have an addition to the consent calendar. It's the introduction of a supplemental appropriation and CIP amendment for the Department of Transportation in the amount of $15,910,000 for the White Flint West Workaround Project. Public hearing and action is scheduled for December 10th at 11:30. The item on state legislation scheduled for 10 o'clock has been deferred. We'll come back to that on December 2nd. And that's all. Thank you. Oh, I did want to note that when the council concludes its work this afternoon at 3 o'clock, there is a joint Fed-ENC committee meeting to discuss the county's workforce development and delivery structure. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Lauer. We have distributed the minutes of October 23rd. Are there any changes? Hearing none, those stand approved. Okay, can I have a motion for the consent calendar? Councilmember Katz, seconded by Councilmember Jawando. I would like to briefly mention that today we are adopting the Economic Development Platform for Montgomery County, and really want to express my appreciation to all my colleagues for supporting this particular platform. It is really a strategic framework so that as we continue to work so hard to address issues of economic development and position the county in a much, much stronger posture, especially regionally, it seems that we really had to come up with a framework where we could, as a county council and of course in partnership with the executive, put forth some guiding principles and began to work on these particular pillars as they also interacted with each other. And by that I mean that what I have put forth is a platform that includes housing, transportation, workforce development, as well as business development. Under each of those quadrants for housing, we are stating as a guiding principle that the council will strive to meet the housing targets recommended by the Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments, with emphasis on construction of housing that is affordable in the county's activity center. So that would be a guiding principle when it comes to housing. For transportation, the council will prioritize funding to 1, increase ridership in non-automobile transportation modes, 2, activate the county's economic centers, and 3, enhance current road systems to decrease commute times. Under workforce development, and we're going to have a very important conversation this afternoon with the Fed Committee on Education and Culture about workforce development. And our guiding principle with this platform states that the council will expand the workforce development delivery structure to meet the needs of the county's businesses and residents across the entire workforce development continuum. And by that we mean that we will prioritize all of the different industry needs as well as our workforce need and the needs of our residents, from technical or certificate kinds of jobs all the way to postdoc jobs. We understand that we cannot focus on one area and leave another one behind. So that's why that word continuum is so critical. Under business development, our guiding principle states that the council will invest in opportunities to, number 1, decrease the cost of doing business in the county, 2, promote the county's business and business climate, 3, facilitate the attraction and retention of strategic industries, and 4, expand entrepreneurial programs and services to create new businesses. All of these pillars, obviously, as I said earlier, they interface with each other, because we can't talk about economic development without talking about housing, without talking about transportation, without talking about, talent development, workforce development, and also without taking into consideration those barriers that stand in the way for business development. Also, the council committees will report to the council an action plan for each pillar by February 11th, 2020. And that is the document, if you will, that will capture all the things that we have done, all the things that this council has worked on everything the previous councils have worked on, along with the executive administration, and then also start identifying either barriers, gaps, or best practices, innovative approaches that can then take us to that stated desired outcomes. So again, I think that what this provides is truly a high-level framework, a strategic platform that without a doubt, I think on a daily basis on this council, we're constantly talking in almost every committee about something that fits within this platform. And I'm just really pleased that we have arrived at this point, and really want to thank my colleagues for working so hard this year to put forth so many extraordinary initiatives. So that's on our consent calendar. I'm going to turn it over to Councilmember Reamer.
Thank you, Council President. Appreciate your support on housing and economic development. Wanted to highlight for my colleagues as well item F, which is a resolution to support refugee resettlement in Montgomery County. I appreciate everyone's support for this. This resolution is about a global refugee resettlement program that unfortunately is being undermined by the Trump administration as it seeks to not only turn the clock back and close doors to those who are seeking just immigration status, seeking to immigrate to the United States, but also people who are even seeking to resettle here as political refugees or economic refugees. These are folks fleeing genocide or murder or repression for their political views. They are the kind of people who have always come to America and made this country great, and for the United States to not participate in global programs that are designed to give these folks a way out is really unfortunate. So this resolution was requested by Amnesty International, and I was pleased to present it to my colleagues as a resolution for our consent calendar. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Before I turn to Councilmember Joando, I would be remiss if I did not thank all the business leaders as well as leaders of nonprofit organizations and philanthropic organizations that met with me before the introduction of the economic development platform. I really appreciate all of their input, which actually went into some of the changes that we ultimately made to the platform. Councilmember Joando.
Thank you, Council President, and thank you for your leadership on the economic development platform. And Councilmember Reamer, that's a great resolution. Thank you as well. I just wanted to highlight items A through D on the consent calendar, which are perfectly in line with our economic development platform. We have two media companies, Radio One, Urban Radio, which is a primarily African-American serving radio that reaches over 20 million people nationally, who headquartered here since 2004 in Silver Spring, and working with the state and the county Economic Development Fund. We're going to give them $100,000 to rehab. They're going to add 30 new jobs over the next 5 years. We also have Fox 5, Fox Television, who's also staying here, Regenex Bio, and Rata Technologies, which is a bio and defense company. So, and all of them have committed with our investment to expanding the amount of jobs that in the county. And I just think it's important, as we're continuing to talk about why Montgomery County is a great place to do business, that these are steps that the state has partnered with us in our Economic Development Fund to retain jobs, to enhance services, and to expand the economy and job market here in the county. So I just wanted to call those to our public's attention. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't see any other lights. All those in favor of adopting the consent calendar, please raise your hand. And that is unanimous among those present. Excellent. For item number 3, this is, of course, our legislative session. This is day 26. Introduction of bills. Bill 35-19, Personnel, Collective Bargaining, Certified Representative, Duty of Fair Representation. The lead sponsor is Councilmember Hucker. A public hearing is scheduled for December 3rd, 2019 at 1:30 p.m. We have deferred item number 4, the state legislative program. We'll come back to that so that we can have ample time to review particular bills, et cetera, and express our position. Now we're on to item number 5. We are a little early.
Yeah, do you think we ought to break until 11:30?
I think that we may have to take a break because we're way, way, way ahead of our schedule. Yeah. All right, we'll take a break until 11:30, come back for item number 5 and the rest.